The final week of NFL preseason action often serves as a crucible, where roster dreams are either forged into reality or melt away under the intense heat of competition. The clash between the Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 3 of the 2024 preseason was no exception. This game, while not counting in the official standings, held immense significance for players on the bubble, coaches testing new schemes, and front offices making final roster decisions, setting the stage. A tale of two franchises, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Life after Brady. The Buccaneers entered this preseason with a cloud of uncertainty hanging over them. For the first time in several years, they were navigating the post-Tom Brady era. How would they redefine their identity? Could they maintain their competitive edge in a tough NFC South? This game was more than just a preseason finale, it was a glimpse into the future of the franchise. Miami Dolphins, building on promise. For the Dolphins, the 2024 preseason represented a chance to build on the promise shown in previous years. Under the creative leadership of head coach Mike McDaniel, Miami had made playoff appearances but was still seeking that elusive deep postseason run. This game offered an opportunity to fine-tune their innovative offense and assess the depth of their roster. Key storylines and in-depth analysis. 1. The running back renaissance in Tampa Bay. One of the most intriguing developments of this game was the emergence of Rachaad White as a potential dual-threat weapon for the Buccaneers. In an era where the value of running backs is often questioned, White's performance on the opening drive was a throwback to the days of all-purpose backs. White's involvement in 5 out of 9 plays on the opening touchdown drive showcased not just his versatility, but also hinted at a potential shift in Tampa Bay's offensive philosophy. This emphasis on a dynamic running back could be seen as a strategic move to ease the transition away from the Brady-centric offense of recent years. The implications of this approach are significant. It provides a safety valve for whoever ends up as the starting quarterback. Be it Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask, it adds an element of unpredictability to the offense, making it harder for defenses to key in on specific players or formations. It potentially opens up the play-action game, which could benefit Tampa Bay's talented receiving core. 2. Miami's defensive depth concerns. While preseason games often feature backup players, the performance of Miami's reserve defense against Tampa Bay's offense raised some red flags. The ease with which the Buccaneers moved the ball, particularly on the ground, exposed potential depth issues in the Dolphins' front seven. This vulnerability could have several implications for the regular season. It might force Miami to be more aggressive in the free agent market. Looking for veteran depth on defense, it could influence in-game strategy, with the coaching staff potentially limiting defensive substitutions to keep their best players on the field longer. It might accelerate the development plans for some of their younger defensive players, pushing them into larger roles sooner than anticipated. 3. The quarterback conundrum in Tampa Bay. The quarterback situation in Tampa Bay remains one of the most intriguing storylines in the NFL. This game provided valuable insights into the competition between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Mayfield, starting the game, showed flashes of the talent that made him a first overall pick. His quick release and decision-making on the opening drive, particularly in his connection with Rachaad White, demonstrated his potential in this offense. Trask, however, made a strong case for himself later in the game. His touchdown pass to Ryan Miller on a perfectly executed timing route showed growth in his understanding of the offense and ability to make NFL-level throws. The performance of both quarterbacks presents a challenging but potentially beneficial situation for Tampa Bay. It provides insurance against injury or poor performance from the eventual starter. It could allow for specialized packages utilizing the strengths of each quarterback. It maintains competitive pressure, potentially elevating the play of both quarterbacks throughout the season. 4. Special teams, the unsung battlefield. While often overlooked, special teams play can be the deciding factor in close games. This preseason matchup highlighted the importance of this phase, particularly in the performances of return specialists. Malik Washington of the Dolphins showcased explosive potential in the return game, with a kickoff return that nearly broke for a touchdown. This kind of game-changing ability in the return game can provide a significant boost to field position and momentum. For the Buccaneers, their coverage units showed discipline and tackling ability, limiting the Dolphins' return opportunities for much of the game. This kind of consistent special teams play can be the difference between winning and losing close contests during the regular season. The emphasis on special teams in this game underscores its importance. It can be a pathway for fringe players to make the roster, adding depth to other positions. It can dramatically shift field position, impacting offensive and defensive strategy. It provides opportunities for momentum-changing plays that can swing the outcome of games. 5. The rise of undrafted gems. One of the most compelling narratives in any preseason is the emergence of undrafted free agents fighting for a roster spot. This game highlighted several such players, none more so than Antonio Grier Jr. for the Buccaneers. Grier's impact was felt on multiple plays. He recovered a fumble and nearly returned it for a touchdown. Showcasing his awareness and athleticism, later in the game, he intercepted a pass from Skylar Thompson, demonstrating his ball-hawking skills. The performance of players like Grier emphasizes the importance of thorough scouting and player development. It shows that talent can be found beyond the draft, providing cost-effective depth for teams. It highlights the value of coaching and player development programs in unlocking potential. It creates a competitive atmosphere in training camp, pushing drafted players to elevate their game. 6. Innovative offensive schemes. Both teams showed glimpses of innovative offensive approaches that could carry over into the regular season. The Dolphins, under Mike McDaniel, continued to showcase misdirection plays and creative formations designed to confuse defenses. The Buccaneers, while perhaps less flashy, demonstrated a commitment to a balanced attack that utilized the strengths of their personnel. The effective use of play action in RPOs, run-pass options, suggests a modernized offense that could keep defenses guessing. These offensive wrinkles have several implications. They can help mitigate weaknesses in personnel by scheme. They force defenses to prepare for a wider variety of looks, potentially simplifying things for the offense on game day. They allow for in-game adjustments based on how the defense is playing, providing strategic flexibility. Player spotlight. Unheralded heroes. Sean Tucker, the next great undrafted running back. Sean Tucker's performance in the later stages of the game was eye-opening. His combination of speed, vision, and toughness was reminiscent of other undrafted running backs who have gone on to have successful NFL careers. His ability to find holes and break tackles could make him a valuable change of pace back in Tampa Bay's offense. Skylar Thompson, resilience under center. While not always perfect, Skylar Thompson's performance after replacing the injured Mike White showed mental toughness and adaptability. His ability to lead scoring drives, including a touchdown pass to Elijah Higgins, demonstrated the kind of resilience teams look for in a backup quarterback. Strategic implications for the regular season. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, balanced offensive attack. The success of the running game, coupled with efficient passing, suggests a more balanced offensive approach for the regular season. This could help manage games better and reduce pressure on the defense. Defensive aggression. The multiple sacks and turnovers forced by the Buccaneers' defense hint at a potentially more aggressive defensive scheme. This could be a way to compensate for any offensive growing pains in the post-Brady era. Special teams emphasis. The solid performance in kick coverage indicates a continued emphasis on special teams as a way to win the field position battle. Miami Dolphins, offensive creativity. The misdirection plays in varied formations suggest that Mike McDaniel will continue to push the envelope with his offensive designs, potentially making Miami one of the more unpredictable offenses in the league. Defensive depth concerns. The struggles of the backup defense might lead to more aggressive player acquisition strategies or accelerated development plans for young players. Return game potential. The explosive returns by Malik Washington could lead to a greater emphasis on the return game as a source of hidden yardage and momentum shifts. Conclusion. Preseason insights, regular season implications, as the dust settles on this preseason finale. Both the Miami Dolphins and Tampa Bay Buccaneers find themselves with clearer pictures of their strengths, weaknesses, and potential strategies for the 2024 season. The Buccaneers seem poised to redefine themselves in the post-Brady era with a balanced attack and opportunistic defense. The Dolphins, while showing flashes of brilliance, have some questions to answer about their defensive depth. Yet, as with all preseason games, the true test will come when the games count for real. The strategies glimpsed here will be refined, the standout players will be challenged to replicate their performances when the stakes are higher, and the weaknesses exposed will be targeted by opposing teams. As we look ahead to the regular season, this game serves as a tantalizing preview of what's to come. Will the Buccaneers' new offensive approach translate to regular season success? Can the Dolphins address their defensive concerns and make a deep playoff run? How will the undrafted stars of this game fare when faced with the week-to-week grind of the NFL season? These questions, and more, will be answered in the weeks and months to come. But one thing is certain, both the Miami Dolphins and Tampa Bay Buccaneers have laid the groundwork for what promises to be an intriguing and competitive 2024 NFL season.